YouTube, peach juice at the ready. Kerry in the chat, glorious to see. I can see me on Twitch. If you're watching this stream in the future on Twitch or YouTube even, like, subscribe, follow, all of that stuff. Right, we're live on YouTube now. Show's not officially started, obviously. That's how we do things here. I will make a fancy little timer eventually when it's like, show starting soon. But Kerry, good to see you in the chat already. Can I highlight your message? I can highlight chat messages on this screen. Kerry, good to see you. How are you, Kerry? Are you looking forward to the Sorare weekend? What's the big things? Also, Kerry, what's your Sorare username? Let me have a look. Let me just have a look. Right. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. Welcome to a brand new way of Road to Sorare Boss being delivered. I think I'm gonna start now. I think I'm starting now. I think I am ready. Let me just move that there. Right, we're ready to it's your boy Amreezy, and I'm back with another Road to Sorare Boss episode where we follow my journey in the wonderful world of Sorare. Usually these videos are pre-done and I edit them and I upload them. New era. This is episode 98. I can't believe I've almost got 100 of these. And with that century approaching, a new way of doing things. It's a chance for me to analyze what have I enjoyed, what's worked well, how should we tweak things going forward. And for me, making the Road to Sorare Boss videos a live experience, it'll either be the exact same as it was before, because I wasn't doing that much editing in the past. I wasn't like, you know, what you see from the Road to Sorare Boss videos is usually the first take. I don't usually do lots of takes, and like usually if I make a mistake, I just play along with it and make it part of the show. So I was like, this doesn't need to be pre-recorded. This could be live, because what I'm doing is basically live anyway. So that's what it's going to be like. And it gives people like the wonderful Kerry, aka Breeman84. Thanks for that, Kerry. I'll have a look. I'll add you to my circle, in fact. Let's do that right now. But yeah, I've been doing MFL live shows and I've been having a lot of fun with them. So I'm making my Sorare one live, and if you don't want to join in live, if you don't want to join in the chat, that's fine. You just watch it later like you were watching the old ones previously, or you just now have the bonus of you can possibly pop in and say hello and tell me what I'm doing wrong in Sorare. So welcome to the start of a new era on Road to Sorare Boss. Live is best, and Kerry has never steered us wrong ever. Well, no, he's never steered us wrong. Kerry is good as gold. Good to have you on board, Kerry. And if this works out, I could do a second live show on another day, kind of like how I was doing fantasy football. But I could perhaps I do have some ideas. I'm not going to reveal them in case someone pinches them. I've got some ideas of another type of live Sorare show I could do. So if this works, we do it on another day, maybe in a few months. Could be 2 live streams a week of Sorare content. If that's your, what's the saying? If that's your bread and butter, that feels wrong. If that's your cup of tea, then get sipping. It doesn't make sense, Amreezy. Right, first things first. We're gonna Breeman84. I've not looked up somebody on Sorare in a long time. Breeman. Here we go. Breeman84. Let's get Kerry on the circle. That's your reward, Kerry, for being the first live chatter in Road to Sorare Boss live streams. Right. Can I see your lineups for the coming week? That can't be a thing, right? I'm guessing I can see your lineups for the past week. But yeah, I can't see your lineups for, well, past week's enough, because we start all Road to Sorare Boss videos by looking at how we did the last week. So Kerry's picking up some nice essence here. 500. That's not too shabby. That's half a craft. Oh, hit streak 3 in the Bundesliga common. Speaking of common, this is all over the place, isn't it? There's no structure anymore. Road to Sorare Boss, there's no structure anymore. Speaking of common, I have my first complete common collection. I got it today, and I'm not clicking claim because I'm unsure about how many days I'll have to use the market credits. And right now, there's not any Premier League cards on the auctions, and the auctions are a bit funny at the moment. So I'm not going to claim that until until I have a card I want to buy, basically. But I have an Everton. The Everton collection in common is complete now. So it pays off, guys. Playing common has paid off, I think, because, you know, it's been free. It's not like I've done anything. It's not like it's been hard work. Every day I just collect the free pack and open a few normal packs. And we got our first complete one, which was Everton. Kerry saying 28 days. Well, you know what, Kerry? I can probably claim it now. I'm probably going to use that in 28 days. But again, just to be safe, I won't click claim yet. It does annoy me. I've got a notification here. I'm one of these people that doesn't like notifications anywhere. So that's annoying. However, a complete Everton collection, which is great. Right, how did I do last weekend in the world of... Well, actually, I've not done a video since Christmas. So we should maybe just have a quick look at past weeks. So we've got a current game week, which is live. Mexican football is back. Mexican football's back, everyone. Mexican football, their season break is about 5 minutes. Like, it only feels like last video I was telling you, oh, my all-star lineups are going to be a bit quiet lately because Mexican season's finished. There's a new Mexican season now. It's begun again. So Tigres did okay here. Again, not that much essence on reward. 250 here, 100 there. Basically, I was let down by a few players. Kevin Rosero had been on a crazy run of scoring 3 games in a row. I put him in my first lineup. That's the week he stopped scoring, obviously. Santos defender getting a yellow card. Terrible. Had a bit of man flu, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, big time. But my whole family got sick around Christmas and New Year. It got me worse at New Year. But on Christmas, we had big plans to have like uncles and aunties all around and at one of our uncles' houses in Mexico here. And then in the end, there was supposed to be like 30 people coming. In the end, like 8 people came because everybody got sick. So yeah, something naughty went round where I live. So they were the only lineups I built this current game week because there was no Premier League or La Liga football. January the 9th. Yeah, I hit a La Liga streak for the first time in a while, thanks to Pepelu. Classic Valencia Pepelu card, bought for like 20p. Who'd have thought that would have come in useful, but I played him at the right time. He did well here. As well as the Villarreal boys, 3-1 win for them against my Deportivo Alaves boys. So I hit a La Liga streak last La Liga game week. So we've never hit streak 2 in La Liga. Anything else interesting before that? Premier League, bad scores in the last Premier League round. Terrible game week there. That we might need to get the detective out for that one. That might be a crime scene. This was a crime scene of a game week. This was horrible. Cherky and Foden, really annoyingly, have stopped their crazy scores. So... what was the week before? The week before, this was a bad week. 2 relegations. Chelsea's form lately has been terrible. So obviously, I've not been doing great in Premier League in season with all my Chelsea cards. La Liga. Yeah, so there's a loose guide to how your boy's been doing in the last couple of weeks. But that's the past. Let's not think about the past. SLD, welcome. Thanks for joining the chat. What's my highest streak? 3. My highest streak is 3. What's yours? I don't think that's good. I don't think streak 3 is that good. So I'm guessing other people have better streaks than that. So yeah, I've been buying a few new cards since last week's video. I'm selling a lot of cards as well. So when AFCON happened, I sold all of my AFCON players because I was like, I don't have a goalkeeper. I don't have a decent striker. I thought Ghana were playing in the AFCON. So I was loosely thinking of playing AFCON with my Ghana players. Then I realized Ghana aren't in the AFCON. So kudos, Semenyo, the Villarreal midfielder Gay, these were 3 Ghana players I had. I was like, I've got great Ghana players in season as well. So what I did was I sold all my AFCON players, and some of them went for big money. Players like Undai at Everton, he went for like £8 in Classic. Players like, who else was a good sale? Yeah, there was a few good sales. There was a few like £4, £5 sales of players that I didn't really need or play that much. And I was like, this is the best. Like West Ham had one in my West Ham. Aged, who plays for Morocco, went for like £6 or £7 in classic all West Ham cards. So basically, got rid of a few AFCON players to boost the bank balance to like £60. And won a few streaks like I showed you before in a few weeks. £5 here, £5 there. So I ended up with like £65. I spent a little bit of that and traded a few of my cards away. And here are the new cards that I've brought since last week's video. Not last week's video, whenever the last video was. Kerry with a question. Do I attempt Streak 3 with 1 lineup in Contender? It depends, Kerry, if it's a good lineup. If it's one of those lineups where you look at it and you're going to go, wow, those fixtures are all nice. Home fixtures, then maybe go for it. Or be patient and wait. I've never been patient and waited myself. So that is me being a little bit rich with my advice. I always just play. Even if I had 1 lineup, I'd play it just because I'm that deluded that I think I'm going to win. But the sensible advice is probably, if it's not good fixtures, wait till the next week. I got to the £1,000 one. Whoa, SLD coming through with the P's. And Reinders missed a 1-on-1 cost me Premier League Streak 4. Oh, that's painful. That is painful. Very painful. Right. So the last card I think I showed you was Cherky that I crafted in the winter competition. And before his last couple of games, we've had a lot of fun with Cherky. He's been putting up some nice scores. So these have been good scores. However, I'm a bit concerned that he came off the bench in the last game and then got a 34 against Chelsea. So, you know, it's only 2 games and 56 off the bench isn't the worst score. So let's not panic with Cherky. Let's just keep playing Cherky and Foden. What have I done since then? So these are the other cards. You can see Liam Delap I got 14 days ago. So let's go through all of these cards. These 2 cards, Delap and Santos, I picked them up for very cheap. When Chelsea sacked Maresca, I was basically like, the rumours were that the Strasbourg boy, Rafinha, was going to be the manager. So I quickly was like, okay, Rafinha is the manager. Let me just quickly, because obviously as a Chelsea fan, I've been watching Strasbourg games now and again, especially last season when they were doing well. With Andre Santos, and I was like praying Andre Santos came back to Chelsea because I was like, oh, he was so good for Strasbourg. He's going to come back to Chelsea. Maresca's going to use him really well. It didn't quite work out, so I've never bought a Santos. But as soon as I saw Maresca's leaving, new boys coming in, and Santos and Rafinha at Strasbourg were like really tight, had a really good understanding. So I've got a feeling Santos is going to be involved a lot this year for the remainder of the season. I don't know if he's going to be like scoring well on Sorare, but I think he's going to be playing 90 minutes most weeks now. I think he'll be playing Caicedo and Santos as a kind of double pivot and playing Enzo Fernandez a little bit forward. Maybe Cole Palmer on the wing. We don't know yet because Cole Palmer's been injured. We've not seen how he's going to use Cole Palmer, but I'd be tempted to use Cole Palmer on the wing, Enzo Fernandez as the 10, Santos, Caicedo in the middle. If that happens, I've picked up an Andre Santos for... what did I get him for? Traded him for £1.85, a Ben Davis, a Juan He-Chan, and a Jaden Anthony card, which, looking at the current values and what I paid and what Santos's floor price is right now, get the gifts out. Do the gifts work on the Sorare streams? The gifts work on the Sorare streams. This is me right now, swimming in the fictional money because Andre Santos is worth £5.59 now. SLD says, sold my gallery a while back, but continuing picking up a few cheap in-season. SLD, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm going to go to, let's go full screen. I am going to change how I'm playing Sorare. Well, I'm not going to change how I played Sorare. I think I didn't quite enjoy the beginning of this season when they had the promotions, the 5x promotions. I didn't really enjoy the beginning of Sorare 26, maybe the first couple of months, because I played not quite in how I usually play. I usually play picking up a few cheap in seasons around about October, November. That's when I start buying in season cards. This year I bought early access cards, got carried away, spent more money than I usually do. Didn't enjoy it because I'd spent more money. It added more pressure for me. So I think next season I'm not going to buy early access cards, and I'm going to play like how I usually play, the Amreezy way, the budget way. So I am fully on. I think now's a brilliant time to start buying Sorare in-season cards, because like those prices are so much cheaper now. And also you've got half a season's worth of data to kind of analyze the cards and go, listen, he did well, he didn't do well. He's going to have a good half of the season. So let me know, SLD, who you're buying. Who have you got your eye on? So, and that's why I bought Andre Santos. Liam Delap I also bought because João Pedro, who I spent like a stupid amount of money on, 80 odd pounds at the big early access, he's not been playing well lately. So I was watching Chelsea, Maresca's last game, João Pedro being awful, and I just thought, you know what? There's an opportunity here for a new striker at Chelsea to get given a chance when the new manager comes in. Maybe that's Liam Delap. And again, I got him for like £1 something. Like, I got Liam Delap. It wasn't £1. I traded a Philip Jorgensen card for a Liam Delap card. And again, if we look at the values right now, Philip Jorgensen's worth £3.93. Big Liam Delap's worth £5. So again, where is it? Where is it? Where's the GIF? Where's the GIF? Again, we're swimming in the money. Now, the problem is, right, we're swimming in the money right now. But if Liam Delap and Andre Santos don't play, it'll be pointless. It'll be like wasted. But that's the gamble I'm taking here. That guy spent £500 on Verts, one of 100 most. I know, right? I mean, I feel sick spending £80 on João Pedro. I can't imagine what people spending like on like Isaac. People spent so much money on like Isaac as well. Players that got injured. I spent £30 on a Levi Colwill. I'm still beating myself up about that. He got injured like 2 days after I bought him. I need to stop buying in-season limiteds and start getting classic rares. Ooh, Kerry. Interesting. I don't really do rares, but I'm open to it. I've got 2 rares, both Santos players, but I'm open to that. Now, Sid, who's not in the chat right now, Sid told me I should and keep going with La Liga. Sid wants more La Liga content. I don't even remember A, if Sid wants that, or B, if I'm quoting him correctly. But on one of my videos, Sid was like, we need a La Liga, more La Liga journey in season. So I have half been playing La Liga seriously this year, and so I picked up another 3 La Liga players. I've got 2 Espanyol players already, the goalkeeper and a defender. So I thought, you know what? Let's get another Espanyol midfielder. They're having a good season, Espanyol. And I went for Edu Exposito. I should say that these cards were all bought with market credits that I've earned over the Christmas period. So these were all my market credits finished now. Kevin was the last one we bought with market credits. So Edu Exposito, why did I buy him? Amreezy, why did you buy this guy? Well, firstly, I needed to use market credits. Not needed to, but Sorare tricked me. And then secondly, I went on La Liga corner takers. Who's taking corners in La Liga? And this guy is like was second in the list for first half of the season. Who's taken the most corners? And he's like second out of all teams. He's taken the most corners. And Espanyol are playing well. He scores sort of like 60, 70s, sort of fairly every 3 games. He's putting up a 60+ score. So I figured, you know what? He's having a good season. Espanyol are having a good season. Let's get Edu in. So we got him in for £11. We also got an Antonio Blanco from my Sociedad team. Again, this one was a bit of a mistake actually, because I didn't think I had him in Classic. Turns out he's in my vault. I was building, because I've got a full Alaves collection from last season. I've been building lineups and I've been like, I've not got Antonio Blanco, and he's doing well, especially recently. He's been putting up big scores. Last 4 games, not quite New York City skyline, but you know, we're getting close. And I was like, I could really have done with a classic version of him to play with my other ones. I'll get him in season. Then I looked at my vault the other day and I realized, I have him, but he's in the vault. So yeah. Right. Then I did this is how not to play Sorare. I then went, right, let me get a Cody Gakpo. Already. Maybe that was a silly move. But my thinking was, with Cody Gakpo and Trossard, I was like, you know what? Liverpool and Arsenal, Champions League football, Premier League, end of second half of the season, they're going to be up for it. Big games. Let me get the guys that aren't Salah, Saka, the big hitters. But let me get the second one. Because there are games when Trossard scores and Saka doesn't do anything. Or there's games when Ekitike doesn't score and then does... so Gakpo scores. So basically, I've got these two cards in hope that when they have these weeks when they're the scorer, hopefully the other one doesn't score. Such silly logic. As I'm saying it out aloud, I'm like, why did I buy this? What's even sillier is how did I get this card? As soon as Anthony Semenyo signed for Manchester City, I was like, nope. Semenyo's not going to play. Semenyo's going to be a bench player under Pep, and Pep's going to ruin Semenyo. So I traded Gakpo for Semenyo straight up, 1-for-1. Semenyo for Gakpo. Now, Semenyo has played the first 2 games for Man City in the Cup, and Semenyo has been scoring in both those games and looks like a great player now. And I don't know. Kerry saying Slot loves Gakpo. Again, that's why I think Gakpo, and Ekitike's injured, Isaac's injured, so I'm wondering if Gakpo plays as a striker and gets more chances, more points. So that was my reason for swapping Semenyo for Gakpo. It doesn't look like a good move so far, but maybe it will later. Callum in the Twitch. Welcome, Callum. Callum, number 1, how are you, my friend? Number 2, Happy New Year. Number 3, good to hear from you again. It's been a while. I hope you're well, Callum. So Gakpo, I don't know if that's a good move or not, but it felt like a good move at the beginning. And Trossard, I just think Trossard's a great player. He just big games. Trossard to me is a big game player. When Arsenal have a big game, he just turns up and puts a good performance in. Again, not great lately, but there are peaks, and he has the potential to go on a run like this. And I got him what I think is a very good price, £5.95. Look at his last sales. He's been going for like £6, £7, £6 lately. So again, I think I got him at a good time. And again, big game player for me. When Arsenal have a big game, like they will in the Champions League, like they will when they have title deciding games, I just like having Trossard as an option. Because Saka's the obvious one. Maybe the defenders mark Saka. Trossard's always left open. Always works hard for the team. And also, even when he's on the bench, Trossard, I like him coming off the bench. He's always got a point to prove, energy, gets goals off the bench. Trossard, welcome to the team. Ekitike's back now. That's because that's making my Gakpo decision look even worse. But it's a bargain for Trossard. Okay, I think over the course of the 2 deals, then we lost Semenyo, but Trossard for a £5. I think it works out. I think it evens itself out. The last La Liga card I got was Kike Salas for £2.53 with market credits. That's like £1 something. Again, last 2 scores basically I've gone on here. Last 2 scores have been decent. Even when Sevilla aren't winning games, Salas is quite an attacking player. So, these are good scores. Before his injury, good scores. Been injured, come back from injury, two big scores in his last game. £1 something, that's all right by me. So that's another La Liga in-season player. Now, my best friend, my bestie Hoodwink, has tricked me into playing K-League. When K-League returns this season, I want to play K-League. I want to get some K-League action going. So my thinking was I'm going to get 4 in-season K-League cards when the new K-League season starts. I'm going to ask Hoodwink, who should I buy? Follow his advice on this one. And then I was like, but I want a classic card. I want a classic card to kind of go along with my in-season cards. This is the guy I went for, Mateus Oliveira, 28 years old, at the peak of his career. Scores quite well. And what I like about him is I saw like a 63 here with no decisives. I saw a 52 here with no decisives. And then I saw lots of games with decisives. So it tells me he gets decisives lots of weeks, so he can get a good score. And even if he doesn't get a decisive, on good fixture weeks, like a 63 here, he's a good option. So I don't know anything about K-League, except for my team won the league, because that's the team Gustavo Poyet manages, Chelsea hero. So, well, Chelsea controversial, because he did go to Tottenham. but I like him still. But yeah, Mateus Oliveira is a classic. I might pick up a few other K-League classic cards if I can get a good deal. Like I traded this one because it's off. They're off season right now, so they're nice and cheap. The K-League classic smashers. I traded this guy for a Cade Cowell, who isn't that exciting in the Mexican League, a 98p, which is kind of a little bit lower than what he's now worth. At the time, that was a fair deal, but yeah. K-League, I'm going for K-League. And then my last new card was Kevin. Kevin from Fulham. He came off the bench against Chelsea and didn't do anything like this goal decisive involvement, but was exciting. I was like, who's this Kevin guy? I like this Kevin guy. He won a penalty against Forest here. And Fulham are doing all right. So this is a bit of a silly purchase, probably. But he's 22, so we could keep him for a while. He was putting up some big scores last season when he wasn't at Fulham. So, 78 here, 16 goal involvement against Liverpool. Played well against Chelsea, even though the score didn't quite show it. So I took a risk on this one. Kevin, £4.47, about £2.20 with market credits. All my market credits gone now. I've got that other £5 to spend later. But they're my new cards. I feel like that took longer than it does when I do a pre-record. Gakpo's nailed to left wing. He's not been great, though. Yeah, that's what I've seen, Curry. It's more of a kind of... With Gakpo, it's more of a kind of... I think Salah... If Salah doesn't return to the team, Gakpo has the opportunity to step his game up, basically. So, yeah, Kevin does look like he's got something about him. I think if he can get into that Fulham team for the remainder of the season, £4 isn't the worst price to pay for him. So let's hope. And Fulham are playing quite well. Harry Wilton and Kevin could be quite a nice little midfield attacking duo. I want to see a full John Book collection from you, Feb March. Is that the team I support, Kerry? Is that the team, or is that the team this guy plays for, Oliveira? He plays for Anyang. So John Book, are they the team with Gustavo Poyet as manager? If so, yeah, I want a full collection. Maybe not like a full 5% team, but 6 or 7 players I could see. But yeah, I'm quite interested to start a brand new league I know nothing about and just roll with it. But yeah, those are the new cards I bought. Shall we conclude this week's video, as we always do on Road to Sorare Boss videos, by looking at my lineups for the coming game week? And this is where I would put a transition usually, but now I'm just going to go to it. I'm just going to go to lineups and show you. 20 hours until game week 45 starts. The Premier League is back. And here's what I'm doing. First lineup, we're going to go for that Liverpool double up. Another reason why I wanted Gakpo was literally the first week. Liverpool playing Burnley at home. Gakpo. Kirkez. The Liverpool double. These are the only 2 Liverpool cards I have. But I feel like I've got the budget alternative Liverpool options. If you were playing on a unlimited budget, you'd probably have Van Dijk, Salah, Ekitike, probably one of the midfielders like Soboslai, and then Alisson in goal. If you're playing on a budget, Gakpo and Kirkez, that's the budget Liverpool stack. So I've got them here. Then I've got my Foden and Cherki who are playing Manchester United away. There's a great chance for Man City to batter them here. Man City on the ropes. New manager, probably too soon for Carrick to have put in any kind of serious tactics or anything like that in. So hopefully a wounded animal. City need a win. Foden and Cherki. And then Spurs are playing West Ham at home. So Spurs goalkeeper. Poyet, John Book, I think. Yeah, this is where we need Hoodwink to confirm. No Spurs defensive stat. We got. This is the thing, Kerry. I am tempted to do that. But the problem is, if I need an in-season goalkeeper for this lineup, because Foden's the classic. And the only 2 goalkeepers I have are Vicario and Sanchez. And Sanchez was so bad yesterday against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. He was dreadful. He was back to his usual worst. He was responsible for 2 of the goals were Sanchez mistakes. I've just got a horrible feeling Jorgensen plays, because this new manager, who knows what he's like? He might be the type of manager where he's like, if you're that bad, I'm dropping you and I'm going to give the other guy a chance. So that's the reason why I'm putting Sanchez in the second lineup that I'm less confident about, just because I think this lineup, I'm sure everybody plays. Maybe Turkey doesn't, but I can't not play Turkey against Man United, wounded animal. So for that reason alone, I'm having to split the goalkeeper and the defenders up. I didn't want to do that. If I was sure that Sanchez was playing, Sanchez would be in this lineup, and I would do the double up with the Spurs defensive players and the goalkeeper. So that's the reason why I've not done that. And then my second lineup is all Arsenal. I've now got 4 outfield Arsenal players, which is unheard of. Usually I stay away from Liverpool and Arsenal, but now look at this: Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. I've gone for the 3 big teams. I've got them covered in some kind of weird budget style way. Like I've not got Saka, I've not got whoever the other big ones, but I've got Gabriel and Saliba. I do regret buying Saliba. SR Monkey did tell me a while ago to not buy him. Well, no, I bought Saliba and then had David on the show like the day after and was like, David, what do you think of this? I got a Saliba for like 20 quid. Great, right? And he was like, no, don't ever get Saliba. And I was like, oh, too late. I've already bought him. And I should just listen to David all the time. Once again, he was right. And look at his scores. Dog dirt, dog dirt, dog dirt, dog dirt, dog dirt. Okay, score against Liverpool. Maybe against a terrible Nottingham Forest, he's going to keep this. I'd settle for a 57. I would take a 57 if everybody else smashes. But yeah, we're going to go for an Arsenal double up here. Trossard, 40% chance of playing. I don't know why he's 40%, because he came off yesterday on 60 minutes, so he got a little rest. So in my eyes, Trossard's playing. Trossard's playing. Declan Rice is captain, and then Chelsea goalkeeper maybe doesn't play. So there's 2 risks here: Trossard and Sanchez, and maybe Saliba. Maybe Saliba's a risk as well. Then we've got Chelsea, Cole Palmer and Caicedo. Palmer's a little bit of a risk because he's still got this injury that he's carrying. He's not fully playing. Maybe Palmer doesn't play, but maybe he does. I can't not take the risk. Palmer doesn't play. I've got to take the risk with this Palmer in-season forward card I have. I've not got that many great forward options, so Palmer's got to play. Caicedo didn't play against Arsenal yesterday. Should be fresh for the league game. There's the Spurs defensive double up, and then we've got Dean Henderson in goal, who's playing Sunderland away. Don't know what's going to happen there, but it's not the worst fixture. Yeah. And then here's our Division 3 gamble lineup. Anthony Gordon, captain at Wolves. Nice fixture. Cucurella. The reason why Cucurella is in this lineup is I'm unsure if he's going to play. I just don't know if he's going to play. He made a horrible mistake against Arsenal. So yeah, does he play? Who knows? But here he is. And then Kevin straight in the team against Leeds away. I can see Kevin coming off the bench. Leeds bombing forward, trying to win. Fulham getting a surprise goal. Boom. Kevin's there with Mitoma and Pickford in goal. So those are my Premier League in-season lineups. La Liga in season. I think we still need to make one more La Liga season. We'll do that now. This is the first one. 3 Espanyol players. Oyarzabal does have a tricky fixture at Barcelona, but Barcelona, as we all know, what do we say? Barcelona can't defend. That's the channel catchphrase. Barcelona can't defend. Can never defend. So he's still got a good chance of getting a goal, even if they lose. And then Nunez at Elche got Sevilla at home. So I quite like this fixture. We need to hit 380. I quite like it. I don't mind that. And then this lineup, we've gone for Salas. Well, I don't know why he's a 70% chance of playing. Luis Jr., Villarreal are playing Betis away. So I'm not confident on my Villarreal stack. So I've only gone for the goalkeeper here because he's the only in-season goalkeeper I had, which allows me to play Rafinha, who I am more confident about. Kubo, again, playing Barcelona. Maybe gets an assist, maybe gets a goal. Because, what do we say? Barcelona can't defend. So Kubo could do well here. I was tempted to double up Kubo and Oyarzabal together here. But A, I'm not as confident Kubo plays. And B, Alvaro Nunez. Don't sleep on Alvaro Nunez. How much did you buy him for, Amreezy? I bought him for £6.85 a while ago, 2 months ago. So, that's when prices were a little bit higher. And now he's going for like £9, £14. Someone bought him for £14. And yeah, he puts up good scores. And he's got Sevilla at home. Sevilla are not the animal they used to be. Don't know how Luis Jr. is an A. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. He's playing Betis away. Betis score goals for fun. That's why you don't do the suggested lineups on Sorare, because suggested lineups would probably give me Luis Jr. in my top lineup. But Amreezy brain. We know, Kerry. We know the real score. So let's see if I can just build a third La Liga team, just a throwaway La Liga team. I must have 5 leftover players. So those are the 2 serious lineups. We have this is in Division 2. Do we have a Division 3 lineup? I want a Division 3 lineup. Team 4. Let's make a Team 4. That'll be Division 3. Right. Now, as you can see here, I've got... If it's going to be a throwaway lineup, I'm tempted to just play my in-season goalkeeper who won't play. And then... Peña, really annoyingly for Elche, he got dropped last game. Against Valencia, he was dropped. Now he's a 60% chance to play. I think we take the risk with Peña. And Severa, who's the Deportivo Alaves goalkeeper, he's playing Atletico Madrid away, which is a tricky fixture. And his form lately has been dog dirt. Bum rubbish. Absolute bum rubbish. So he's been bum rubbish lately. And this guy might not play. And this guy definitely won't play. So this is why it's a throwaway lineup. The reason why I'm hesitating is because I'm also thinking I could play one of these in Classic Champion. So Champion, I think I've only built one lineup so far in Champion, which is a Chelsea lineup. Do you know if Essence won in Under 21 Classics is Under 21 Essence or if it's All-Star Essence? I think it's All-Star Essence, SLD. I think it's All-Star Essence, but if you win a card, it's an Under 23 card from the pool. So you can get an Under 23 card, but the Essence, I do believe, is All-Star Essence, but I'm not 100% certain. Thinking playing Under 21 might be fun. Not worth it as the Essence wins. Players aren't Under 21. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to get like a goalkeeper from MLS or something like that who's out not playing right now. Kerry's confirmed All-Star is... Kerry also thinks it's All-Star Essence too. It would make sense for it to be All-Star. I guess we can have a quick check. Will it tell us? No, why did you go there, Amreezy? Why did you go there? Under 23 prize pool. So wrong. I should just be able to click here and it should tell me what type of essence that is. That would be... Let's just say it's All-Star because it makes sense that it's All-Star. Might come back then and play Under 23. Yeah, why not? Why not? Treat yourself. Get Severa in 100-point potential. Well, Kerry, do I get him in as the throwaway La Liga in season lineup? Or if you're saying 100% potential, 100-point potential, do we put him in all champion? Let me see if I can make, if I've got another... AJJ Brothers, we've not seen you in the chat for a while. Welcome. Good to have you here. Good luck with your Sorare week. Do you know how to avoid the warning that comes up when you try to sell a player under... No, I don't. I don't think it's possible, AJJ. I think you've got to... I think I've done it before in the past, at like the top of the hour, when the value of Ethereum goes up or down, and if it goes down, you can kind of you can get a lower offer, and then the hour later, if Ethereum drops, it adjusts the price to be under 0.57, if that makes sense. But that's the only way I've ever done it, where you get a bit lucky with the value of Ethereum either going up or down, and it makes your value of the player go down massively, or not massively, but a little bit below what it usually is. La Liga for me, Kerry says. All right, who are we to argue with? The fountain of knowledge. Well, let me just check if I'm going to be able to build another champion lineup. So I'm going to go for a Chelsea one. And then if I was to build a second one, Oh, Philip Cohn is back in the starting lineup for Monaco. That's good. That's good for me. That must mean the other guy that replaced him, all of these weeks of pain, has got injured or something. All right, well, we will. That means we can use Severa in La Liga. We can build a lineup with Con. And we've also got a Petrovic who's playing Brighton away, which I don't like. All right, we'll put him in La Liga. La Liga in season. Severa. Then we need 4 in-season cards to go alongside him. Juan Foyth is playing Betis. Juan Foyth is a little bit of an injury doubt, I thought. Doesn't seem to be injured. Or a suspension. Why did I have it in my head? Right, here's how your boy Amreezy does things. He goes to RotoWire. Now, I don't like this. I don't like that you can see the tabs at the top. I'm going to have to think of a new way of doing this. I'm going to have this on like a separate window, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this is something that would have been done. If this wasn't live, this is the kind of thing I would have edited out. But we're here. We're here, right? This is how I do things. I know there's other sites. I know there's sites you can pay for that give you better predictions. Sorare Inside, all of those types of sites. I just use this one because I'm lazy and it's free. And all of the leagues I play are covered. Premier League, La Liga, and Mexican League, they're all covered. I'm going to have a problem when I play K-League. But for now, I just go onto this site. I go here and I go Villarreal. Look here, Juan Foyth. They're saying he's suspended. Foyth made 6 clearances. That doesn't help me. Why are you saying he's suspended? Injury, suspension, estimated return the 20th of January, which won't be this game. Also, it's Betis away. So let's get rid of that. So we're not going to play Foyth. We're going to go for Mojica. Hernduzi! Let's go, Hernduzi! Hernduzi, what are you feeling this game week? What lineups are you excited about? What fixtures are you excited about? Give me some Sorare juice. Give me some optimism for the weekend, Sorare-wise. What division are you winning this week, Sorare-wise, Hernduzi? Let me know. Is it All-Star? Is it Premier League? Are you still playing Belgian League? Also, by the way, these live Sorare videos now, maybe we do one in the future with guests. Maybe we get guests on. Have you spent all your winnings yet, Hernduzi? Yeah, good question, Kerry. What have you done with the winnings, Hernduzi? Have you withdrawn any? I know he's been spending a little bit. I talked him into buying a Trossard card the other day, so I know he's buying a little bit of money there. But how much has he been buying? Right, Mojica's playing because he's playing Bilbao. He's got a cool name, and I like his card design. Such stupid reasons. Moriba playing Vallecano. That looks like a good fixture to me. The other options in midfield. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Right. Oh. The other options in midfield are Thiago Almada, who doesn't play, or Papagay, who is he in the AFCON? He's still in the AFCON, right? No, he didn't go to the AFCON. Yeah, he did go to the AFCON. He's at the AFCON. But I thought he's not from Ghana. Oh, I'm so confused. Well, he's not going to be playing for... Fine, let's work out what country... Senegal. He's from Senegal, isn't he? Senegal, right. So he's still in the AFCON, so we can't play him. And Thiago Almada is a bench player, so that's a no-brainer. Moriba. Up front, it's the Villarreal boys. La Liga for me, streak 2. I'm on La Liga streak 2 as well, Hernduzi. But my keeper's playing Real Madrid. That's not always the worst thing. When you have a team playing Real Madrid or Barcelona, like I've got here with Severa playing Atletico Madrid, it's not always the worst thing if he makes a lot of saves. You can kind of scrap the clean sheet. All right, he's not going to get a clean sheet. But if he makes like 5-6 good saves, could still do well against Real Madrid. And also, Hernduzi, Real Madrid aren't that great at the moment. It's probably the best time to play Real Madrid. They just lost to a second division team in the cup. New manager. So, you know. Right, we're going to be going for Big Georgie up top because Pepe, for some reason, is... now, he isn't at the AFCON. I'm not falling for that. He didn't go to the AFCON, but he came off the bench last week, which makes me think he'll play this game. If he came off the bench last week, he's going to play, no? Let's see what the other site says. Let's see what... Oh, I've got to find a nicer way of doing this. Let's see what RotoWire says. RotoWire says Pepe will not be playing. It's going to be Big Georgie and Ayoze Perez up top. Buchanan on the right, where Pepe usually would be. And Molero on the left. Who the hell's this Alberto Molero guy? No offense to Alberto Molero. 22 years old. Let's do a little bit of scouting. Right, first of all, let's put Georgie up top and let's fill in... Oh, who do we do the last one? Juan Forth looks like the only one who's guaranteed to be playing according to Sorare predictions. I quite like the idea of Pepe because Pepe came off the bench last game and did okay, 56. Let's take a gamble Pepe plays. Because then we've got the Villarreal attack against Betis. Let's catch up on the chat. Hunduzi's monies are in the bank. Very sensible. Withdrew the money. For anyone that doesn't know, Hunduzi won like £700 from La Liga. Or no, it wasn't La Liga. I don't know. What comp was it? Why can I see the tab here now? Oh, messing with my OCD this. Let's just leave the tabs. Forget the tab. Ignore this ugly tab you can see there, guys. After seeing those La Liga options, I reckon Severa gets played in Champ now. Right? Right, Kerry? This is the dog dirt lineup. Let's just... You know what? You know what? If this is the dog dirt lineup, if this is the bum rubbish lineup, we can go goalkeeper that's not going to play, but is in season not playing goalkeeper. That then allows us to put a classic card. Although, are we going to want to waste a good classic card here? Probably not. Let's stick Severa here. The reason why is because I like the idea of the Monaco goalkeeper in Classic. And I don't think we've got enough depth to build 3 good All-Star champion lineups. All-Star champion? That's not a thing. I don't think we've got enough depth to build champion lineups. We'll leave Severa here for now. We'll play Pepe. Let's not think about it too much. Or Foyth. Let's play Pepe. Let's not think about it too much. Let's captain Mariba. Let's just not think about it too much. It's a throwaway La Liga lineup. Division 3. Let's forget about it. Let's go to champion now. Let's have a bit of fun. Now, Liam Delap has been put as a 10% chance of playing. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Because... Why is he 10%? Let's go back to RotoWire. Because João Pedro has been bum rubbish lately. João Pedro has been absolute bum rubbish. Come on, internet. So I'm thinking Liam Delap gets a chance. Unless he's injured. Oh, he's questionable. He's questionable. He's got an illness. All right. Liam Delap's not playing. João Pedro will play then. That gives me more confidence in João Pedro playing now. So let's get João Pedro in this lineup. In season. That feels stupid. I have Kubasi. Oh, I'm so jealous you got Kubasi. What a great craft that was, Hunduzi. That's better than any of my crafts this year. Sorry. No, it's not. Turkey might be better. Sorry. Euro Conference. What's that? Oh, Conference League. Yeah, that was it. You played like... Oh, it was a masterclass, guys. If you've not seen Hunduzi's Conference League lineup where he won like £700, shall we have a little look? Wait, let's just put João Pedro in this lineup first. João Pedro. So we've got Caicedo, Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, Reece James and Cucurella. Reece James and Cucurella I'm not fully certain about, but you have to play them. Like, at home against Brentford, could be a good chance for Chelsea to make a statement. And then obviously Sanchez, because we've got to go for Sanchez. If Jorgensen plays, that'll be annoying. Right, I've just... get it up. Wait, get it up. Wait. New GIF. We've got a new GIF on the channel, everybody. We've used it at a really good moment. Welcome to the channel, new GIF. Welcome to the channel, new GIF. Liam Delap plays on 10% anyway. Let's not have too much Liam Delap slander, please, because I've just bought an in-season Liam Delap card. Okay, so please back Liam Delap on the channel, please. Right, let's go take a look at Hernduzi. Please rephrase that, Hernduzi. Hernduzi, here he is. Let's go take a look at this lineup. Like, how did he do this? How did Hernduzi do this? Which game week was it? It was a while ago. Was it Christmas? We'll find it. We'll find it. Oh, maybe I'm not scrolling far enough. Maybe I'm not going down. Right, I'm thinking it's going to appear in the kind of... Was it before Christmas? Jeez. I think it was before Christmas. 6th of December-ish. Okay. Nope, wasn't that week. It can't have been the beginning of December. It wasn't that long ago. Was it this? It was this. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this lineup that Hernduzi did, everyone. So Europa League, you know, I've always thought of it as a throwaway. But I think you could play Sorare and target Europa League only, because players like Pino and Nketiah don't play in the Premier League, so they'll be cheaper. And if you can work out the rotation, you can do well. You can do well. I mean, this is a crazy lineup. Like Sosa, Borna Sosa, and 97 from Borna Sosa. How much did you get him for? He can't have been much. 67p. 60. So this is what I'm saying. Europa League, even Champions League. If you can just work out what teams are doing, how they're rotating, or just have a full Crystal Palace collection so that you've got the Premier League starters, but then you've also got the Sosas and the Nketiahs for your Europa League. I mean, this was just a great lineup. Second, $700. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's just put that on screen to highlight the beauty. Right, where were we? We were on Champion. Now, what I usually do is I usually build one all-star lineup in Champion, like the best one, I think. So I think Chelsea at home to Brentford is probably like a good team to target. And then I go over to all-star. And I just check, because sometimes I like using my best Champion cards with the All-Star game. So look, Tigres are playing Toluca. That's a nice fixture for Tigres. So we've got a lot of goalkeepers in All-Star this week. They're not playing, but we've got one. He's not All-Star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 All-Star goalkeepers. Ooh, Mexican football is back in business. I only got them for bonus points too. Oh. All the stars lined up for you perfectly that week. Right, let's build a Tigres team. Igres? Who are Igres? Igres are a new team. Okay, oh dear. Looks like all my Tigres goalkeepers, defenders are out of favor. Angulo hasn't played the last 3 games, and Parata. Why is he not going to play? He's been playing. Why are you giving me a 4? I mean, yes, he's playing, but he's playing like Badiashile. He's playing like he should be playing for Chelsea's defense. So we're not going to go for any Tigres defenders. Let's see who's got good fixtures. Thiago Silva. Oh, I've had so many years of usage from this Thiago Silva card, and like, oh, look at these scores for Thiago Silva. He's been such a fun Sorare card to have. Such a fun Sorare card. I got him when he was at the end of his Chelsea days. And I got him because I was like, yes, he's going to leave Chelsea, but he's a warrior. Wherever he goes, he's going to score well. He ended up going to Brazil, and I've had a lot of fun with him in All-Star. Now he's at Porto, I don't know if he's going to be first team at Porto, so he might not be as good of a Sorare card at Porto than he was at Fluminense. But I love him so much. Thiago Silva, even when he retires, I'm just going to keep him. Frame that card. So we're not going to play Thiago Silva. This is what I mean, like, Cruz Azul are playing Puebla. That's quite a nice fixture for Cruz Azul. They've just beaten Atlas 2-0. Right, we're going to go for Cruz Azul. So POV's from Cruz Azul. I've also got some Cruz Azul midfielders. I've got Plavacino and Paradella. And by the way, Jeremy Marquez, I don't know who this interests. Jeremy Marquez has gone to Cruz Azul. That might not excite many people, but he's a great footballer. He plays for Atlas. I had a few Atlas cards. He's a fantastic player, Jeremy Marquez. He should do well at Cruz Azul. He should do well. He's a bit like a Gorian type player at Tigres. So I might put him in midfield. I'm not going to be able to play my Tigres midfielders. All right, maybe Marquez is going to play in the second lineup. Brunetta's got to play in the first lineup because we love Juan Brunetta. What's the lineup called, everybody? I love Juan Brunetta. Henderzi, can you check? Zaragoza and Mingueza. Celta Vigo. I can check. I can check that for you right now. Celta Vigo. So Zaragoza should be playing on the left wing, and Mingueza should be playing as well. They should both be playing for Celta Vigo according to Rotowire. There you go, Handuzi. What does Sorare say? Didn't realize Marquez left Atlas. My missus will be happy. Kerry, why will the missus be happy at that news? Dean! Welcome to the channel, Dean. Welcome. Thank you for the caps lock. Thank you for the excitement. I am well. Welcome, Dean Ivy on Sorare. Good to have you, Dean. Good to have you on board. Now, what is my other Tigres midfielder saying? What is Diego Lainez saying? Diego Lainez. Yeah, I might play. All right, I might play the Cruz Azul boys all together in a separate lineup. 70% they're saying on Sorare. Yeah, that probably means they're playing. If it's 70% there, and then Rotowire doesn't have a questionable comment, I would say that's enough. Right, we're not going to play the Cruz Azul boys here. Then we're going to play them in their own lineup. We're going to play the Tigres boys together. Lainez, what's Gorian saying? He was the mainstay of her teams last year. Ooh, I love watching him. I used to watch a lot of Atlas because they used to have Doria, who I think I have his card still. And he's my favorite defender in the league. There's a lot of Santos Laguna players that go to Atlas because they're owned by the same person. So there's a lot of swapping around. The striker, Aguirre, again, was at Santos. I liked him. Then he went to Atlas. I think I've got Anjuka up front for Atlas. So yeah, I've got a little mini Atlas stack. So I should be able to use Marquez at Cruz Azul. Tell your wife to start getting some Cruz Azul cards to go along with Marquez. She can still keep playing Marquez, as I will be. Correa going to be back starting, you think, this weekend? I don't know, Kerry. I don't know. I wish he would. What have Sorare given him as stats to start? So they're giving him an 80% chance, Sorare. He did come off the bench last week. I think he's going to play, and I'm going to start him. I'm playing Big Angel Correa's Tigres. So we've got 4 Tigres starters here. Buy Mikel Elise. I wish I could afford Mikel Elise. What's he going for? Like £70? We don't all have the amount of funds you do now, Henduzi, after your big win. Telling us to buy Elise. Gorian's the other Tigres player that I like to play. Not been doing that great. You've got to play him, though. We've got to play him. So we're going to go for a Tigres attack. And then we're going to go for... Who's got a good... Emerson's been doing well for Marseille. Could chuck him in. I'm trying to look for defenders that are only all-star first. Nah, there's no good all-star defenders. Ooh, Nathan Silver at Pumas playing Club Leon. Could go for him. Ben Chilwell at Strasbourg playing Met. That's a nice fixture for Ben Chilwell. Ooh, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to chuck Ben Chilwell in there. And is he rolling in the money now? Exactly. Look at him telling us, why don't you buy Mbappe? Why don't you just buy, why don't you buy a Haaland? Chilwell, yeah, I like the idea of Chilwell. Although maybe not in the Division 1 lineup. I feel like we should play some champion defenders in All-Star Division 1 lineup. I feel like we should play the big boys from champion. Which it would be nice to have two, maybe the Barcelona double up of Garcia and Koundé. Like, even when Barcelona don't keep clean sheets, which I'd never expect, because, say it with me, Barcelona can't defend. I still fancy Garcia and Koundé to put up big scores attacking wise. But then the other thing I'm thinking is maybe we build a Barcelona heavy lineup with Rafinha, De Jong. Oh no, we've used Rafinha already. Okay, we've used Rafinha already. Koundé and Garcia is. I'm gonna play. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I always play a right back has to play here. I can never play a right back on this slot unless I have two right backs in the lineup. So Koundé's the right back at Barcelona. Like, same way, Reece James, if you see my lineups, he'll always be on this slot. He'll never be on this slot. That's where you play your left backs or your centre backs. So let's go for a Barcelona double up. Barcelona double up in defence with Tigres. Juan Bruneta as captain, because why would you captain anybody else? I feel like Juan Bruneta, how Roy Levy feels about Zian Fleming. You know, there's just... He's just the boy. Right, let's go back to champion. Let's build our second champion lineup. So we're going to go for the Monaco goalkeeper, I think I said. Philippe Con. They're playing Lorient. That's a nice fixture. Monaco defense. Might be able to team up with some other Monaco defenders. We do have Chayo Enrique from Monaco. What are these scores? 28 against Lyon. 23 against Marseille. This is not New York City. This is a village. This is I don't know. A village. This is Hobbiton. This is Hobbiton. That was great, Amreezy. Good work, Amreezy. Good thinking. Quick thinking. This is Hobbiton. So now New York City skyline is when you have a player who's got really big scores. Really low scores is Hobbiton. Shout out to the Lord of the Rings fans. I love that Michael Elise was probably 4 to 6. I know. Imagine if you had a Michael Elise from an old season. Maybe we don't play Monaco defenders then, because they've not been doing that well. Teze. I mean, these Teze and Enrique were my go-to guys from Monaco. Now look at them. Dog dirt. Who's Kufal playing? Leverkusen. Ooh. I think we've got to play Ben Chilwell. Where is he? All the way down there. They've given him a D power ranking, but we don't listen to the power rankings here. I think we go Ben Chilwell and we maybe go Emerson. 2 left backs. That's why Emerson is allowed to play on the right side of the defense, because we've got 2 left backs in this lineup. And then we go for... Who's Kaminsky playing? Kaminsky puts up a nice score when he's got an easy team, but I don't know if Mainz is easy enough. Palace are playing Sunderland away. I don't like that. I don't like that as a fixture. Everton are playing Villa away. I don't like that. Forest, Arsenal at home. Monaco. We could go for another Monaco boy and Frankie de Jong. Yeah, let's do that. That's the obvious picks. Julian Alvarez playing Alaves. That's going to be captain material. Captain Julian Alvarez. And then who should we put with him? Cunha? Nah, not Man City. Bowen. Do I have any Atletico Madrid players anymore? Or I used them all? Do I have any good Monaco players to kind of stack on this Monaco? Biereth. Mika Biereth, his scores have gone Hobbiton lately. His scores last season were New York City Skyline. Look at this. Last season, Biereth was so fun to own. Look at this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goal involvements in a row last season. This season, different player. Different player. So we're not playing him. I think what we're going to do is that we're going to play 3 defenders. Now, that's controversial. But I think we gamble that Enrique goes back to this. We gamble that he goes back to this after 2 poor scores. But, you know, he was playing Lyon and he was playing Marseille. That's like, what, 2nd and 3rd? Marseille, 3rd. Lyon, 5th. Now he's playing Lorient, who are 12th. At home. So we're going to double up on the defense here with Monaco. Captain Julian Alvarez. Bosh. That's champion done. Oh, well, serious champion done. Let's hop over back to All-Star and build our second All-Star lineup with Cruz Azul players. And shout out to Kerry's missus, Marquez. So, oh my God, learn how to spell Amreezy. Cruz Azul. What's annoying is I do have 2 Cruz Azul defenders because this guy's one from my Santos collection, Omar Campos. But he doesn't play. When he was at Santos, he was a really exciting left back. And then he went to MLS, to LAFC, and his career's just gone downhill ever since then. He used to be such a good defender. Such a good defender, Omar Campos. In fact, I would still recommend getting an Omar Campos card. You can probably get one for like 20p. And he's like 20-something years old. And, you know, he's very attacking. He's still young. Omar Campos. Big things are coming. Hopefully he can break into that Cruz Azul first team. I've got an 11% bonus on Omar Campos. So I really hope he can get back in because I've got a mad bonus on his scores. Because I've got that Santos collection to like 5%. And I've played him for a while. So yeah, anyway. Piovi, Cruz Azul midfielders, Plavecino, Cruz Azul midfielder, Paradella. And then strikers, Alan Saint-Maximin. Is it Alan Saint-Maximin season? Emerson has been smashing lately. Yeah, hopefully he can give us another good score. Hernduzi, I saw you bought him, Hernduzi. And you know what? I thought I would have sold you Emerson. Probably would have sold my Emerson for the price you paid for that other Emerson. But you know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't actually because he's putting up good scores. I'm really enjoying this Sorare feature where you can see what other managers are buying. Like that's how I know you bought an Emerson already because I like seeing that little what other managers have bought section. I saw Hoodwink bought someone today. I love it. Love it. Right. Alan Saint-Maximin. Is it Alan Saint-Maximin season? Yes or yes? Yes. Alan Saint-Maximin. Let's chuck another Juan Brunetta in. Let's chuck another Juan Brunetta in there. And then we just need a goalkeeper and a defender. Goalkeeper, is it Andre Onana season? Who's he playing? He's playing 8th in the league away. And he's not been doing lately. Hobbiton scores lately, but then good scores before that. Onana's an option. Santos. Do we go for big Carlos Acevedo? They're playing Juarez. That's not an easy fixture. And Santos did lose their first game of the season, obviously. No, they drew. They lost. They lost. Back to a defeat. So I'm not fully certain on him. Necaxa are playing Atlas. Atlas goalkeeper's been doing well lately. Look at these scores from the Atlas goalkeeper. Let's go him. Let's go Atlas defense. Do I have another Atlas defender I can pair him up with? Atlas. No, because Doria was my Atlas defender. He's left. All of my Atlas collection have left Atlas. Well, most of them. Right, let's play the Necaxa goalkeeper who's playing Atlas. No, let's play the Atlas goalkeeper who's playing Necaxa. And I like the idea of Vladimir Kufal. Captain Plavicino or Captain Paradella. Who scored last game? Paradella didn't score last game. One of them scored last game. I think it was Paradella. Yeah, Paradella scored last game. Let's back his confidence. But Plavicino's been putting up more steady scores. Let's be sensible. Plavicino. Oh. Okay, it remembered. It remembered. I thought I was going to have to pick everyone again. All-star lineup 2, done. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. We've got one more classic champion lineup to build. Do we go Division 2 or Division 3? I think we go Division 2. I think we're optimistic this week. So there's 2 goalkeepers we can choose from. Pena, who's a 60% chance to play. Petrovic, who will play, but his scores have been bum rubbish. I think we gamble on Pena, but we put him in a Division 3 lineup, so that if he doesn't play, we don't get relegated. Crystal Palace away at Sunderland. Anthony Robertson away at Leeds. I don't hate that. He's been coming. He's had 2 poor scores, but he did play Liverpool and Chelsea. So, you know, is that an explanation for those scores? Before then, he was playing Palace and West Ham. Better scores. I think we're going to go Anthony Robinson. And Chalobah. Chalobah at home to Brentford. Again, scores haven't been great, but does RotoWire think Chalobah starts? They are predicting Chalobah and Fofana to be at the back. I just don't like the idea of Crystal Palace. I know that the power gradings are telling me to go for Palace, but Sunderland are decent this year. Away at Sunderland, that's not an easy place to go. So I'm going to leave Palace. Maybe I'll build a full Palace stack in All-Star. Elliot Anderson. Yeah. It is Arsenal, but Arsenal played a lot of first-team players against Chelsea. And I feel like I'm just talking myself into this. We could also go Pepelu. Pepelu's been doing well lately. Palace win 3-1. Hernduzi, stop smoking whatever you're smoking and have a little think about yourself, because they're going to the fortress that is the Stadium of Light this season. How are they going to get 3-1 goal? Who's scoring? Mateta stopped scoring. Pepelu's been doing well this season. Can you show us Le Mans lineup in French Ligue 2? Rian, first of all, welcome to the chat. And thank you for piping up and saying, you know, welcome. Just welcome, Rian. Secondly, that site doesn't give you League 2, I don't think. It doesn't give me League 2 predictions. I only get Premier League, La Liga, French League 1, Spanish League, Serie A, Bundesliga, MLS, and the Mexican League. It doesn't show me League 2. So I can't give you that, I'm afraid. I didn't read the rest of the message as well. Maybe I should read the rest of the message. I bought Boydas, who was 90% to start, but now he's 0. If he's 0, don't play him. Something happened, Rian. Something happened. I would only ever risk players if they're like 40%, maybe they play. But if they're 0, there's usually a good chance he's either injured, suspended, or he's like at the AFCON, or he's like left. Maybe he's left the club. Maybe he's not covered by Sorare. Should we do a little Google? Shall we treat ourselves? Should we do a Google in Boydas? Who does he play for? Le Mans. Le Mans? The Men. How's your French? Let's translate that to English. He's injured. He's injured, Rian. Lucas Boidas, blasé avant Rodez Le Mans, le son du Ralph ne retorive. Sorry to any French people who I've offended with that. Let's hope it's not a long injury, eh? Doesn't say how serious your injury is, but not good timing considering you just bought him. Sorry to hear that, Rian. Right, what were we doing here? We were a midfielder to go along with Pepelu. Grealish. Firmin. These are the names I'm thinking about. Firmin got 2 assists off the bench in his last game, but then before that, bum rubbish. I've got Handouzi's Palace are going to win 3-1 thing in my head now. So now I'm thinking Adam Wharton, maybe. I think I might go Grealish. Grealish? Hang on. Can Grealish even play? No, of course he can play. Grealish at his old team. Aston Villa, Grealish. Oh, yeah, that's the one. He's going to go back to Villa. He's got a point to prove. Cunha or Bowen? Or, there's no or. Cunha or Bowen? Cunha. Can't be going West Ham. Can't be trusting West Ham right now. So we've got Cunha, and then we've got one more spot here for... I think if we're going Grealish, we gamble Everton have a good game and we chuck James Garner in there as well. We captain Cunha. Because I think Manchester United with a new manager, they're such an unknown quantity that maybe he does well. Right. I'm not going to build my common lineups on stream. I don't think... Do you want to see it? If someone says right now, yes, build common lineups, I'll build my common lineups. Or I'll call it a day. I've still got one more all-star lineup to build, right? Michael Pallet. I've not seen you in the chat often, Michael. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Michael. I'm good. How are you, Michael? Shall I build my common lineups? Shall I? Shall I build my common lineups? Is there a demand for that? Is that even interesting content? But we're going to build one more all-star lineup because that is juicy content. With all of our leftover Crystal Palace players, I think. Do we have a Division 3 one? We don't, but I'm going to build my last lineup as a Division 3 one. Wait. We've got options. We've got 4 goalkeepers we can play. Leeds United, great signing today. Who did they sign? I'm out of the loop. I've not checked the football news. Who did they sign? Handouzi says yes. We're building common lineups. Let's put a GIF. We're building common lineups. Jose's excited. Morgan Freeman's excited. Can you feel the tension in the air? That was a mistake. I should have clicked it. Watched your videos, mate. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I'm glad you've been watching. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who's been watching. Thank you. Keep watching. Likes, subscribes. Keep me going. They keep me going. That's my fuel. Right, we've got 2 all-star lineups we need to build. We're not wasting 4 goalkeepers here. We're not playing Petrovic. We're not playing it. Petrovic can play with the Crystal Palace. Messi. How did they get Messi? How did they get him? Is that a loan or is that a permanent signing? I guess Messi wants to stay fresh for the World Cup, right? So he's gone to Leeds to stay fresh for the Argentina team. Right. Acevedo, let's build a Santos team. Let's build a Santos team, even though we don't expect anything from Santos. Let's build a Santos team. Wait. We've got better goalkeepers to get defenders we can use. Omar Soleil is usually a big scoring defender, but he's playing Inter Milan. Oof. And his scores lately haven't been as good as his scores were earlier. So let's not go him. Nathan Silva. Pumas defender. Buonanotte on loan. That is a good signing. He's not had a chance at Chelsea. He's never really had a chance. He's not looked bad at Chelsea. I've watched him maybe like 3 times this season at Chelsea, playing in like a few Champions League games and maybe a Carabao Cup game. And he played in one of the recent cup games. The FA Cup game, I think he started. And he doesn't look bad. He looks okay. I think, he just needs to have some regular football. He can't be coming in 1 week and then not playing the next week. He seems like a confidence player. So, yeah, that's a decent signing for you, mate. I hope it works out. I wonder if I should get a Buonanotte Chelsea Sorare card, actually. I bet I can get that for quite cheap. And then I've got the 5% bonus. Should I buy a Buonanotte Sorare card? That's my question. Should I play Thiago Silva? I think I should play Thiago Silva. Yeah, Thiago Silva. Efren Alvarez is playing Querétaro at home. Querétaro are not the best team, so we're going to give Efren Alvarez a game. Jeremy Marquez. Let's do that. Let's do that for SLD's misses. Maybe Jared Bowen should get a game. Or maybe Kevin Rosero, who's been doing well for Necaxa this season. Didn't do well last game. Let's hope he gets back to scoring ways for Necaxa. And then we've got one more spot here for another all-star. What's my Belgian? Who in the chat knows about Belgian football? What's happened to Carlos Forbes? Why has he stopped scoring well? Because he was scoring nicely before. Look at these scores earlier on in the season. Nice. But lately he's been bum rubbish. What's happened? I've got the Brighton one. We could go for another Atlas player. Juka. Who, when he scores, he puts up a good score. But when he doesn't score, he does annoying. But Necaxa's defense isn't that solid. Let's go for Juka purely because he's wearing the same shirt as Jeremy Marquez here. And we're going to captain Thiago Silva on his return to Porto. We're going to imagine Thiago Silva returning for Porto. Big game. All the fans are going to be on his back. Not on his back. With him. You know your Brazil league mate. Only not that well, Michael. I won't claim full knowledge. If I have a Sorare card who has gone to Brazil, then my knowledge of that team is okay. But if they, I don't exactly know, who's top of the league right now and stuff like that. But when Thiago Silva was there, I was, following him heavily. Okay, we need to build one more champion lineup. Ugh. This should have been in that division, and this should be the worst one. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to build that again. Pena, Robinson, Chalobah, Anderson, Garner and Grealish as the kind of Everton are going to surprise Aston Villa sort of plan. Where's Grealish? We want the in-season one so we can keep boosting Grealish's, worst case, we're boosting his in-season bonus. And then Cunha to surprise Manchester City. My main league is Eredivisie. Ooh, Michael, whereabouts in the world are you from? Are you from the Netherlands? I spoke to someone from the Netherlands yesterday on stream, Zuter, with my MFL stream. Lovely guy. Very friendly chat. Right. This is my Division 3 All-Star lineup with Petrovic in goal. Which is basically like playing a goalkeeper that doesn't play. Let's go for Hernduzi's. Crystal Palace are going to win tactic. If they do, you want Lacroix and you want Mitchell, right? Hang on. Mitchell, this is what I'm talking about. Mitchell has to be on the left of the defense because he's the left back. Or not Richard. Why is Richard 70%? Lacroix. Oh my lord. Lacroix there, Mitchell on the left. I have 3, says Michael. 3 till. Veerman. Oh, I thought you said 3 till, like 3 till something happens. No, you've got Till, Veerman, and loads of PSV players. Nice. Nice. I've never put my foot in the Eredivisie pool. I've always been too put off. I don't have enough knowledge there. And teams, it just seems like every year there's a different team that's the best team. It seems very hard to kind of predict who's going to do well each year. But, you know, I'm not against one day playing a bit of Eredivisie. Right, we've got Crystal Palace, Defence, Wharton, and Mateta. Saar is still in AFCON, right? Saar is still in AFCON. How is Saar not playing for Senegal? How is he not starting games? How do they have better wingers than, like, what? Who's playing instead of Saar? Undai and all right, fair play. They've got Sadio Mane. I forgot Sadio Mane was still playing. Wow, Senegal got a great team. Undai and Mane on the wings. I would still play. I would play Mane up front and have Saar on the left. Diarra, Gay. Koulibaly, Diatta, Diouf. Is that the West Ham Diouf? Yep. They got a great team, Senegal. And then Mendy in goal. UK just seen it was a cheaper strategy. Yeah, no, I'm fully on board with that. And next season, I don't know if I'm going to play Premier League in season that seriously, like I did this year. And I'm looking for, that's why I'm going to target the K-League. And I'm tempted to play Belgium or Eredivisie as well. I just think Sorare, Premier League, La Liga, French League is just a bit too much this year. Have you seen Maktar Gueye has gone from China to Blackburn? I didn't see that, Kerry. Do you think that's a good scoring Sorare card? How was his scores in China? Does he even have Sorare cards? Could be a decent smashing contender. Let's have a look. I'll build this lineup and then I'll have a little look at his past scores. Right, let's finish building this Crystal Palace team featuring Petrovic from Bournemouth. If Chris Richards plays, we could triple up on the Crystal Palace defense, but I think that's too much of a risk. That's too risky to pick. Santiago Mourinho away at... I think we're going to have to go Jared Bowen. Because as bad as West Ham have been, it is Spurs. So Jared Bowen could do something there. We'll captain Jared Bowen, in fact. And then... I thought I put Pepelu in another lineup. We'll captain Jared Bowen because if you're going to play him, in for a penny, out for a pound. Right, let's take a look at this boy who's gone to Blackburn. I've got to say, I like the live. I like Road to Sorare Boss live. If you're watching this later, I hope you enjoy it too. I find that live lets me go on tangents because you guys say things in the chat like, check out this guy who's just gone to Blackburn. I would never have done this if I was doing the stream on my own. So, you know, I hope you guys who are watching this not live like it still. I hope that the... you know, these videos will be longer than when I did it on my own, but the tangents that we go on, maybe they're interesting for you. Now, I don't play in-season contender, so I'd probably look for a classic. These classics are more than his in-season. What is going on? No, they're the same. You might as well go in-season. Wait, that's the wrong player, Amreezy. He doesn't have in-season cards. This is the only player. I think we've missed the price. I think his price has probably gone up. It might be sensible now to probably wait for his first game when he comes off the bench and doesn't score that well and everybody sells him. That's probably the strategy I would look at for buying him. Let's have a look at what his price has been doing. So for the last month... he didn't have any action for ages. Obviously, he's playing in China. Nobody wanted his card 3 months ago, 6 months ago. There's no activity. Or if there is, it's just hovering under £1. But then in the last month, I guess here would have been a good time to buy him when there was transfer speculation. But now that he's moved, we've kind of hit a bit of a £4.20 seems to be the high price. I'd probably look at about £2. Wait till he dips a little bit. After his first game, when he doesn't quite hit the ground, if he has like 1 or 2 games with slightly average scores, but maybe you see that there's potential there or easier fixtures coming, that's when I would look to swipe up someone like that. Because also his scores weren't great. His scores weren't great before when he was playing. Was this in China or was this when he was last in England playing for Blackburn? His scores weren't amazing. What makes you think he's going to be so good, Kerry? What makes you think he's going to be a smasher this time round? I'll keep my eye on him. Keep reminding me as well. If he has like a bad game or if he has a good game, go, hey, Amreezy, go look at that Maktar Gay card now. Now's the time to swoop in. Is Premier League just so hard as that I have my main team is Perry, Gabriel, Foden, Cherky, Odegaard, not much success. Me too, Michael, me too. And it's made me not enjoy the Premier League as much this year. So, yeah, I mean, we've still got half the season to go. If I get a lot of success in the second half of the season with Premier League, I'll be like, okay, it was over the season, it was worth it. But right now, if the season ended today, I would be like, it wasn't really worth spending that much money on Premier League in season. Now, going forward, I don't know whether that means I should just play Premier League next season from like October or November onwards, or whether I should just stop Premier League in season and play in weird leagues that I don't know anything about, like K-League. He's a big unit. He will bully small Chinese defenders. Just my opinion, though. Kerry, you could be right. You could be right. Because, you know, if he's not good enough for the championship, that doesn't mean he's not going to be good enough for China. So, it's an interesting call. I like it. Have you got one, Kerry? Have you gone for one? And how much did you get him for? And when did you get him, if you did? I would be curious. Right, where was I? I think I've got one more lineup to build, right? We've got our 4 Premier League lineups built. We've got our 3 La Liga lineups built. We've got our 4 champion lineups built. And so we've got one more all-star lineup to build, which will be a sort of a throwaway lineup. With... Oops. So we can either have Onana or Unsain, who's the Necaxa goalkeeper. I think you've got to go Onana. Juan Foyth, I'm tempted to chuck in just to build up XP on his card. Trooper, I want to sell. I want to sell Trooper. I don't want to play Trooper because that means I won't be able to transfer list him. So I'm trying to sell my Trooper card. I think we go Juan Foyth just to build XP. And if we're playing Villarreal defender, maybe we play Santiago Mourinho, also a Villarreal defender, and hope that this is a... If Betis have an off day, the wife has one. Okay, the wife has one. Yeah, that's quite... My wife doesn't play Sorare, but it must be quite nice having a partner who plays Sorare too, and you can kind of split cards. Because if my wife had cards, then I'd be like, I don't need to have one, she has one. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for popping in. I'll be doing these every Thursday, so, you know, keep popping in. And, yeah, good to have you in the chat. Kaminsky, let's chuck him in there. Furman, let's chuck him in there. Carlos Forbes, we don't know why he stopped scoring, but let's hope he starts scoring this week. And then the last one will be Ferran Torres, a Barcelona double up, Captain Torres, Bosch. Okay, last thing to do is my common lineups, which Henduzi so enthusiastically requested. So, common. Arsenal at Nottingham Forest or Liverpool at Burnley? Probably Liverpool at Burnley, because Arsenal are away and Liverpool are home. That's probably enough for me to go for the Liverpool defense. I might go full Liverpool. I just think against not Gakpo. Maybe not Liverpool attack. Maybe Haaland's going to destroy. I feel like Haaland always does well against against Man United. That's not based on anything. I've not read any stats, but I just have a hunch. And then Saka. Unless we don't want our wives knowing how much we're spending on JPEGs. Yeah, no, that's true. That is very true, SLD. You know, you're a smart cookie. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I don't want my wife knowing how much I spent on a Santos Laguna defender. Right, Premier League common, done. League 1. League 1. I've had a bit of success with League 1 lately, going away from PSG and going for Lons, because Lons have been having a good season. They're still first and they're playing 17th at home. I'm going to go for Lons over PSG again. PSG are playing Lille at home. That's not an easy fixture. And PSG, their rotation's just so annoying. So let's double up on a Lons defense maybe. Let's go Malang Sarr, and we're going to go for a full 5 Lons collection here, I think. And let's build it slowly. Let's go. Ooh, Vitinha. Even though PSG have got a tricky fixture, SLD saying Verts. I'm going to go back and put Verts in that team because you said it. You said Verts. So who are Marseille playing? Not as easy as the Lons fixture. Not as easy as Lons' fixture. Have we got Edouard? Is Edouard still playing for Lons? No, he's 0%. Get your 2 teams in, mate. What do you mean 2 teams? Can you make 2 common teams? Kerry? I always thought you could just have 1 common team. Can I make 2 common teams? Let's double up on the defense, I think. But which defender do we go for? Do we go for Baidu or do we go for Udol? Baidu's been doing that. Udol's been doing that. Udol's not missing lately. I think we got to go Udol. I'm really going for a Lons clean sheet there. Henduzi's suggesting Emerson. We're Team Emerson on this channel. Team Emerson. You can add 2 Premier League teams. Since when? Have you always been able to have 2 Premier League teams? Oh my gosh. That's a rookie mistake. Okay, let's put the Liverpool boys together and the Arsenal boys together. So Gabriel and Saka can go in the Arsenal one. Because Nottingham Forest, that should be an easy win for Arsenal. Let's get Declan in there. Let's get Saka in there and Odegaard, I guess. It's been 2 for ages. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've not been doing that. I've missed out on so much common essence. All of those streaks. I could have hit more streaks. I could have had more market credits. This is why we do these shows live. If anybody wanted to know why are we doing these Road to Sorare Bosses live now, that's why. Because I've been missing little tips like that. Makes hitting the streaks a bit easier. Yeah, I can imagine, like, definitely makes the streaks easier. Ooh, Strasbourg are playing Metz. That'll be a good game for their defense. Let's go Strasbourg defense. I'm not going to play Emerson just because I'm playing Emerson in another lineup. So I don't want to have extra pain. Strasbourg. Stras. Did you know about the common arenas also? What? What? There's common arenas? Are the prizes better in the common arenas than they are in the... Are the prizes better? Because I should put my best lineups in the common arenas then. Oh my god, I didn't know about the common arenas. Is it uncapped as well? Okay, so it's not uncapped, it's just arenas, which is actually better because then I don't want to put my best players won't fit there because their L15s will be too high. What are the prizes are real essence. Right. I'm going to make a channel announcement. I am angry at all of you. Anyone who's ever watched one of my Sorare videos, why have you not told me? Why am I not entering comment? You've seen my lineups in the previous videos. I'm angry at all of you, and I'm angry at myself. And I'm angry at Sorare for the messaging not getting through to me that there's a common arena. Right. That is definitely a thing. To make things easier, why is it not? Wait. That's limited. I'm not gonna get rid of my real. Oh, it's not real essence. No, I was looking at the limited. I was looking at limited and I saw the prizes and I was like, there's limited essence. Yeah, no, you're right, Handuzi. You're right to pick up on it. That is limited. It's not real essence. You are all right to pick up on that. I'm not going to go and delete my other lineups because I can't be bothered. So we're going to build a lineup with the remaining cards, which I'm guessing will be a lower L15. Oh, it's all-star as well. You can pick people like Edison. We won't pick Edison, but we could. Who's got a good fixture with a lowish L15? We could go for Emerson now with the little Marseille double up of goalkeeper and Emerson. I love that everybody spotted that. Everyone spotted the mistake, but no one told me about their arenas before. Unbelievable. I'm angry at you all. Just kicking off. I'm kicking off. I'm disabling the channel. Emerson, there you go, Handuzi. There's your reward. Right, we've got to be careful with our L15 now. We've got 162 left. What's 162 divided by 3? 6. 5 would be 150. So it's 50 and then 12 divided by 3. 54. Right, we've got 54 to split amongst these. So let's look around that mark. Harry Wilson. Oh, 63 L15 though. It's a bit high. Fabian Ruiz. Is he back? Is it Fabian Ruiz season? SLD, good maths, 54, great minds. I did it so stupidly. How is your mental maths, guys? I did it. Look at the bottom right, you knock. I'm clearly fatigued. I'm clearly getting tired. What's happened to Fabian Ruiz's scores? Why is he only putting up a 40 against Metz? That should be better than that. We're not going near Fabian Ruiz. I don't trust him. Seems like he's only doing well if he gets goal involvement. Otherwise, it's Hobbiton scores. Get out of here. Hang on. Sandro Tonali's playing Wolves. It's Wolves. I know his scores have been bad. Nope. Scores haven't been good enough. Are there any Newcastle players? Let's do that. Newcastle at Wolves. Come on. Guimaraes. Do we go Guimaraes and then a cheap Newcastle forward? What's the lanky one? How much is Walter Marder? 70% chance of Walter Marder. He's playing. He's playing, surely. A nice low L15 on Gordon too. Maybe we go Gordon and Walter Marder. Could we fit Gordon, Walter Marder, and Guimaraes as a kind of... Oh, we're 2 off. We're going to have to take Emerson out and put a different Marseille defender in. Or do we go just full Newcastle? Like, Wolves... You know, do we go full Newcastle here? Pope's back in the team, so his L15's a bit low because he's been injured for so long, Pope. Had a long injury, So L15 is nice and low, and we've got 66 left to spend. Maybe we don't need to gamble on Waltermada and Gordon. Right, I'm starting again. I'm going Newcastle against Wolves, obviously targeting that game. Thior and Botman. Botman, low L15 again, because he's been away for so long. A 60 off the bench against Leeds. Botman just signed a new contract with Newcastle as well. So we've got a new contract bounce. Right, 2 positions left. 60 per position, because I now know to look in the bottom right corner. We could, if we've got 60 to spend, go with someone like a Harry Kane. Big game. Anthony against Villarreal. We could pick him because that would counter all of the... If we pick an Anthony, that counters all of the lineups I've built with Villarreal defenders. And then that way I'll be like, at least I got something. So let's go Anthony at Villarreal. And then we've got 55 left on... Ooh, a Vinny Jr. A Vinny Jr. with a new manager at Real Madrid. He's not had a good time with Xabi Alonso, so he's going to be fired up. I can see the narrative now. Vinny Jr. scores, and it's like a big thing where it's like, there you go, Xabi Alonso. Vinny Jr. Guimaraes as captain. Hang on, I got to pay essence for this. I got to pay essence. At least it's common essence, which, as you know, you can find in the street. Right, should we go back to building some lineups? French League, what did we say? We'll build the Marseille lineup here. Here we go. The Marseille players are going to get used. Where there's no cap. Greenwood and Aubameyang are 70% chances to play. And Pixar, they've given 100% or 90%. I think I'm just going to steer away from the Marseille attack and go for the PSG big boys. Captain Højbjerg, why not? I don't think Vinny had a good last night under Arbeloa. They lost 3-2 in the cup. Ooh, it's too late. It's too late, Kerry. I've already paid. But let me make myself feel better. That's a one-off. He's going to have even more motivation now to come back and prove the whole team, Real Madrid, are going to be fighting to bounce back, prove themselves right, and Vinny's just a big part of that, right? I can't believe you can build 2 lineups, and I can't believe there's a common this is fantastic. Right, who's got a good fixture in La Liga? Well, I've just been hyping up Real Madrid. They're playing Levante, who are 19th as well. Real Madrid are winning this comfortably. Adrid. Why is it never picking up on the first letter? Conor Gallagher going to Tottenham. What do we think of that? I've got a Conor Gallagher card. So I might get to use it. Right, Asensio and Carreras are the 2 defenders that are suggested to be playing. I don't like either of those. Maybe Carreras. On his day, Carreras can put up a big score. Did you see Mbappe has played under 10 managers in 10 seasons? I didn't see that, Kerry. That is a bonkers stat. I thought when he was at PSG, wasn't Luis Enrique there for a while? But yeah, that is a crazy stat. Why is Mbappe 60% chance to play? Will Mbappe play? Yeah, he'll play. Rodrigo, Vinny, Mbappe. Arda Güler, will he play? Arda Güler, they're saying on RotoWire that Arda Güler won't play. So we're not going to risk Güler. Let's go Lamar. Why not? Let's just go for a big one. Yeah, that looks good to me. Bundies. Add a team. Right, who are we going for Bundesliga? Dortmund are playing St. Pauli. That's a nice fixture for Dortmund. Who are Bayern Munich playing? Bayern Munich are playing Leipzig away. That's not a nice fixture. So it's Dortmund. That's the team to target. Any other good fixtures? I'm looking for home teams. This is quite a nice fixture. 4th playing 9th at home. I'm looking for home teams with good fixtures. Augsburg. Nope. Right, I think we just go Dortmund and then we go for... Because Bayern Munich, even though it's a tricky fixture, they're going to win. It's Bayern Munich. So we'll go for Dortmund as our main team. Nemetcha's a 70% chance to play. Why is he... All the Dortmund midfielders are like not guaranteed to play. So maybe we don't go a Dortmund midfielder. Do we have another good option in midfield that isn't Bayern Munich? Amreezy's playing Cologne away. Stiller is playing... Oh, I like this one. Stuttgart at home to Union Berlin. I like that. Let's continue with... We could double up with the... Yeah, let's have a little double up here on Stuttgart at home to Union Berlin. That's not bad. And then we get to play Mittelstadt, which is always a good thing. And then we'll put a Bayern Munich one on the second lineup. Because it's Bayern. Even though they're away to 3rd place Leipzig. It is Bayern. Yeah, Pavlic, Kane. Poor Diaz. Do we go Diaz or Kane? Diaz has been putting up some nice scores lately. Can't not go Kane. We're gonna have to go Kane. Captain Elise. Job's a good one. That's Bundy done. Last one. Last one is All-Star. All-Star quite like picking a team that is an all-star team, although it's usually sensible just to go for the big teams that you know, that you just missed that you didn't play in the other leagues. So we could go for... Oh, Osasuna are playing Oviedo. Let's go for an Osasuna lineup. No one else is going to be playing a full Osasuna. I've not got the Osasuna goalkeeper. Why have I not got Dimitrovic? Osasuna. Where's Dimitrovic? There he is. What? Oh, Espanyol. Those Bayern players are cheat codes again. So expensive though. Yeah. I mean, who's playing in Bundesliga and doing well without Bayern Munich cards? Like, it's the same with the French league. I've always been put off by the German league and the French league just because I'm like, if you've not got PSG or Bayern Munich, I just think you're never going to win a league. Even when Bayern Munich are away to second, even when PSG are away to second, you'd still fancy, you know, the big players to still get good scores. Like Kane will still score against Dortmund away. Osasuna. I've not got the Osasuna goalkeeper. Oh, he's there. What am I doing? Thank you, Aqua. Aquas, welcome to the chat. Good to have you here. I love all the people who lurk in the chat, but then when there's something to pop up and tell me, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Aquas. Thank you, everyone who's lurking. Like the video if you haven't already. I got confused with Osasuna and Espanyol, so I was looking for Dimitrovic, even though he's not the Osasuna goalkeeper. It's been a long stream, guys. Nearly 2 hours. Jeez. I don't know if I'll do the common ones in future videos, just because it's a very long video. But we're having fun. Right, Osasuna. Let's go for... Catania? Yeah, Catania's all right. They're playing bottom of the table. They've got to do well. Unless you have a big wallet, it's going to be hard to compete in League One. Yeah, definitely, Kerry. Amen to what Kerry said. Who's the main guy up top for Munoz or Budimir? Oh my god, no, I'm not going Osasuna strikers. I'm just going to go Osasuna defense. I know, Kerry, 2 hours. Maybe the future streams will be shorter when I'm a bit used to it. And a bit, you know, I did spend a lot at the beginning of the stream stalling and, you know, rambling. Maybe next time, because I've learned now the building the lineups bit is the longest bit, definitely. So maybe next time I'll go quicker through the previous weeks, quicker through the new cards, and then we spend most of the video on this bit. I'm going to put Luis Diaz in here, and I'm going to put Bruno Fernandes in there. I'm going to captain Diaz, and that's that. Right, I'm done. 2 hours almost, guys. If you've watched all of this, I love you. Thank you. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this in the future, what you think of the live format, how I can just trim it a bit maybe, because 2 hours, you know, that's too long. I've got to get it down to like an hour or an hour and a half. I should probably do some work, finish in 90 minutes. Good luck with your work, Carrie. Thank you for joining me, Carrie. Zuta in the Twitch. Thank you for subscribing massively, Zuta. Appreciate you. I've just finished the stream, Zuta, so I'm not being rude. I'm not leaving you just because you've joined the chat. We were going to end, I promise. But, you know, you can go back and check the stream if you want. And, you know, thanks for joining me again yesterday, Zuta. Lovely chat. Who do you think will play Cherki or Semenyo? I think my instinct is Cherki because Semenyo's played the last 2 games in the cup. And I think maybe Semenyo was playing in the cup because he's not first team in the league yet. Because it's a big game, Manchester derby. I just think Pep might want to go with what he's used to. However, Semenyo has been so good in the cups and Cherki's had a few off games that I don't know if he... Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know. It's a tricky one, Aquas. Who do you think? So we went on a date yesterday and now you're leaving as soon as I come in. Man. They just use you and they drop you just like that. Just like that, they drop you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Zuta. I'm trying to find a GIF that is appropriate to you, but there's not. That's Wayne's World. If no one has seen the film Wayne's World yet, go and check it out so you understand my personality. Right. I've had fun. I know it was a long one, but I've had fun. Road to Sorare Boss is going to stay live. So next Thursday, same time, I'll be live with another Road to Sorare Boss. Good luck with your game weeks, guys. Thanks to the people who've joined me in the chat today. Thank you, Zuta, Aquas, for joining in late, SLD, Kerry, Henduzi, Michael earlier, some new people I've not chatted to before. You know, maybe this Road to Sorare Boss live is good for me to chat some new faces. Join us next week. I'll see you next week. Peace.